Hello, I'm Michael Socavetta. Here we have a JavaScript challenge called bitmapHoles. The challenge is to create a function that counts the number of holes, which means a collection of zeros, in a matrix of ones and zeros. If we look at one array in our console log, then you can see the matrix of ones and zeros. A hole is a continuation of zeros, both left and right, top and bottom. So anywhere zeros are touching, even if it's 1 0 by itself, it counts as one instance, or one hole. So here I have two solutions that I'm going to review quickly. In the first solution, I've created an array. Then I'm going to populate that array with coordinates of every zero. I'll console log that so you can see what it looks like. Then I'm going to loop through the coordinates to see which are adjacent. First, I'll set the checker variable to false. Basically, this series of loops goes through the first row, then increments by 1 and goes through the second row. If either of the two conditions are true, then checker is set to true. If checker is still false, then the holes variable is incremented by 1. And then finally, holes is returned. I have 4 arrays that we can look at in our console log. If we count each cluster of zeros, we can see if the number is correct. Here there are 5, 4, 3, even though this one takes kind of a funny shape, and 1, just 1 0 by itself. Great, now let's look at a second way of doing the same thing. In the second solution, instead of creating an array of coordinates, I'm going to split the array into a multidimensional array, which then, using the index, gives us a natural set of coordinates. Then, before I create a series of for loops, I'm going to create a function called depth search that calls itself to check each index pair that gets fed to it in the for loops below. Basically, a different way of doing the exact same thing as before. Finally, the counter is returned and we can check it against these sample arrays. Here there's 1, 1 0 by itself, 2, 2, and this is our original one, 5. And there it is, 2 solutions to solving the JavaScript bitmapHoles challenge.